But that's not the only place that errors can happen within your code. Most of the time you'll be dealing with exceptions. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and write code that will produce an exception. We've actually already seen an example of it. So if I go ahead, I wonder if it's warning me. Never mind. Okay, so if I go ahead and run this in my debugger, we get an exception. What happens when you run into an exception in your code while you're debugging is Visual Studio will go ahead and minimize your application and open up its debugger. The debugger will highlight the current line of code that caused the exception to happen, and it'll give you some more information about what exactly went wrong. So in this case, there's a few important bits of information on this page right here. We have a format exception. Now, a format exception is a type of exception. There are a variety of kinds of exceptions that we can use. We can also hit View Detail and expand this, and if this was a more complex exception, we could drill down into more information. Now, this particular exception does not provide us more information, but if you run into a situation where you have a more complex exception, maybe a database query failed or something like that, and you needed to reach in and get some more information about what went wrong, this is how you would do it. So, an exception is a runtime error, but more importantly, an exception is the idea that the code you typed is not capable of continuing.